Hello! So today I'm going to be doing the monthly rival race. And, didn't do that great. Didn't do terrible, but, definitely can do some improvement. So for those not in the know, basically, monthly rivals is a time attack that you compete in on the festival playlist. And basically, everyone has to use the same car, same tune, same build. Which is good because that means that what you're comparing is when you have your lap times isn't who has the better vehicle, but who has better driving skills with that vehicle. And that's cool. I like that. I personally think it's a really fun feature and it keeps things fresh and new and competitive. If you're playing a racing game, chances are you have a bit of a competitive streak. I know I do. And I will admit, I did not have the best time, as you can see here. However, I did get a better time than my friend Adam. And that's what's really important here. So as you'll see in the footage here, I'm doing a pretty sloppy job. My driving here is rough. Oh my goodness gracious, is it rough. I am not that far in the story, to be honest with you. And I've been driving in mostly like B and A tier or A listed cars or whatever. Class is the word I'm looking for. A class and B class cars. And so to be suddenly thrown into an S2 class car, has led me to, well, realize how weak my driving honestly is in this game at the moment. So I thought it'd be a great idea to go ahead and do the smartest thing ever, obviously, and turn off the last safety net I had, which was ABS. Yeah. So now with that brilliant idea out of the way, with my ABS turned off, driving a car I'm not familiar with, that's also a lot more powerful than I'm used to on a track that I'm not familiar with. Yeah, needless to say, it was a journey. It took a little bit of practice. Yeah. If you came here for great driving, I tell you, you came to the wrong place. However, I will say, after about 15 minutes, I did finally make a full lap without colliding into a wall. Now, it wasn't a good full lap, but it was a full lap. And that, you know what, you gotta take the small victories where you can take them. So the first thing you gotta worry about is this first turn here. And also, just off FYI, ignore the fact that I'm using MS Paint, okay? Don't worry about it, all right? Just worry about what's in front of you, and that is this first turn here. See, okay, look. The first two turns, you can kind of take more or less as one turn. And when you're coming off of the straight after doing a full lap, which is really the thing you need to do, because your first lap around when you start on podium is not going to be your fastest time, obviously, because you're starting at stationary. Whereas, once you make a full lap around, then you'll be moving, and then that's kind of the time that everyone goes off of, right? So when you're coming in hot at like full speed off the straightaway, the first turn is kind of tricky because you're going to be coming at it really, really hot. So surprisingly enough, the trick that I find works the best with this first turn is actually to kind of go in. So you go out to in, and you kind of go really wide and try to rotate your car. Don't like spin it out, like just get it rotated, so that way you can start pushing on the gas like as soon as possible. Because if you can you'll be slower through the mid corner than the Ghost will be, but you'll be a lot faster on the exit because you managed to go full throttle out of the turn a lot sooner than what the Ghost is showing you. And I found that to be a pretty efficient way to get through the first hurdle of beating the Ghost. I don't know if this is the most ideal line. I don't know, but I found that to be pretty quick. From there, the next turn, which would be turn 3, that's another like U-shaped turn. I still don't know how to do that one well. I keep trying and trying and trying, and I always seem to lose time on that one. Every now and again, I seem to pull it off somehow, and I don't know what I do differently. I've tried a variety of different lines, slightly changing my speeds, what gears I should be in, and everything. I don't really know what to do with that turn, honestly. So, good luck. And then the other turn, which would be turn down towards turn 4, the next major turn. That one is another kind of like a little bit of a mystery. I find that, like, because I keep trying to employ the same idea that I had, that I came up with the first 2 turns, which was coming up from the outside, turn in, kind of let the car go wide, lose a lot of speed on the entry compared to the Ghost, but managed to get my car oriented to just zip out of it and go full throttle a lot sooner than what the Ghost is doing, to be able to gain up that speed, and I make up that any time that's lost through the entry and mid-turn. And I tried employing that with the other ones, but the other ones are just a little too steep, narrow, deep. I'm not sure what the terminology would be that you'd use here. But yeah, they just tend to be a lot sharper turns, and you can't really get the proper rotation to do that. So finding that ideal line, I've occasionally hit it, but it wasn't that often. I kept finding myself sometimes gaining time over the Ghost, sometimes losing time over the Ghost. And it was, I still don't really have, like, my body kind of knows through practice, trial and error, muscle memory, but I couldn't articulate to you what it is that I was employing to be able to get any lead or loss versus the Ghost on those several turns. However, on the next big bend that comes up right before the straightaway to the finish line, that I found you don't want to brake, because as soon as you come out of turn 4 and go down through and head towards that straight, I found out the hard way that you don't want to brake. You, like, not for a long time. You're gonna end up going like full throttle all the way through until basically about a car and a half length, 2 car lengths away from the bend that leads into the middle turn, I guess, quote unquote, before the next sharp turn, or sharpish turn. And then I found that if I brake there for a brief second, just to get to down to about 3rd gear at roughly about somewhere around 160, high 150s, low 160s, get through that bend and then try to find that sweet spot to once again slam on the accelerator and try to get going as fast as you can and then rip it all the way through. And I found that to honestly be the most effective way, I think, for me, that I was able to discover with my very amateurish driving skill, to be able to carry the most speed through that turn and whiz through and almost be able to get enough speed to go into to effectively get into 6th gear by the time you get to the finish line. And then after doing all of that, all of it came together to basically make this. And there you have it. The best time I was able to get so far. I'm pretty confident I can still probably shave off about another 1/8 of a second. My goal is to eventually get to like 39.2 and around that range. But that's where I stopped. So anyways, all in all, 3 out of 3 stars. I hope you guys do good, and good luck and happy racing.